recipe which my mom always used to make when we were growing up. It's a fish recipe called Palate or stuffed pomfret, and it's amazing, and I'm sure you would also love it. So let's get started. So for masala pomfret you need about stuffed pomfret, you need pomfret which is almost size of your palm, not too big, and make sure you take off the fins. Take off the tail. And take away this much portion of the mouth. And make sure it's nicely cleaned, which I have already done from inside. And I have to show you the cut I have to give, because since we have to stuff the pomfret, so we have to make sure we go transverse like this. Like this. Can you see this? So it's perfectly cut now, and this space we are going to stuff our masala. Okay, so it's nicely clean, and you just have to go transverse like that. That's about it. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Once you clean your fish, now I'm going to add the salt, red chili powder and haldi, and I'm going to coat the fish overall from all the sides, from both the sides and also from inside. Now inside the gut also you'll have to use the hands, you can't do this with spoon and stuff. Make sure it's all coated inside too nicely. The measurements I'll give you in the description box, and we have to watch out for the salt portion, because we're going to stuff this with the masala, and that also has salt. And even the one which you're going to coat the fish is with your rava and rice flour and red chili and salt again. So we have to watch out the way amount of salt we are going to use for marinating this fish, like so. This used to be my favorite thing when I was younger. I used to love watching my mom doing this. When we used to have fish at home, I hardly used to pay attention to my studies. I would be around her just like a cat. I'm going to add something called kokam agar, which is like a sour fruit we get in Konkan, and it's the juice of it. So I'm going to use 2 teaspoonful of it, and make sure you rub it in to the entire surface and even inside the fish. And this is how the kokam looks like. If you don't happen to have this, you can always use 2 to 2.5 teaspoons of lime juice. So I've taken 2 teaspoons of oil. I'm making the stuffing for the masala paplet now, or stuffed pomfret. And it's finely chopped onion, one big size. If you don't have a big one, you can take 2 medium-sized onions, finely chopped, because for 3 pomfret I would need about that much masala to stuff in. So you have to saute the onion till nice soft. I'm going to add the turmeric powder and red chili powder also to it, and ginger garlic and green chili and coriander paste to it. That's the whole flavor of it, the green masala. Now the onions are nicely softened, you can see. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon of haldi or turmeric. The onions were sauteed for about 7 minutes or so, and I'm going to add about, this is ginger, garlic, green chilies and coriander, fresh coriander paste, about 6 teaspoons of those. So as you can see, I have taken 3 pomfrets, so for that you need that much masala. And it tastes better if it's a little spicier, on the spicier side. Now I'm adding about 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and let it saute for another 3 or 4 minutes. And and your stuffing is ready. Let it cool down and then we stuff it into the pomfret. I'm going to show you that step in 2 minutes. So this is a pomfret that we had marinated already. Maybe about half an hour or not even more than that. That is good enough for an hour. And the masala, I had made it exactly enough for 3 of the pomfret. As you can see, you can use this like that. Stuff it in. Okay, this is how you stuff in. And then I've taken the strings. Like this. Any dhaga or dora you can use it. Like this. You don't have to tie it actually. Just wrap it around like this. And when you eat, make sure when it's done, don't forget to take it out, okay? So this is just to protect the thing that doesn't come out. The stuffing doesn't come out, okay? Can you see this? I'm going to now cover this or coat this with the mixture of rice flour, suji or cream of wheat or rava, haldi, namak and mirchi, okay? And you just coat both the sides of the fish and then you shallow fry this, okay? So your fish would be ready. Stuffed pomfret. And likewise I'm going to stuff the rest of the fish. Now the pomfrets are all stuffed, you can see, and I just wrapped around that string. You can see it's not been tied also, so it has to be easy when you try to eat. It has to just come off easily, okay? And I'm going to cover it coat it with the batter I told you. So like so, you have to coat it with the rice flour, rava, your red chili powder, haldi and namak. That's the mixture we have taken, and just coat the fish evenly. And I have warmed the pan and I've taken about 1 tablespoon of oil in it, and I'm going to put the fish to fry like so. I'm going to coat the next pomfret now. So now I'm going to shallow fry this each side about 3 to 4 minutes, and I'm going to turn it over. You have to be a little gentle when you're turning it over. The masala might come out a little bit, but that's okay. And wait for 3-4 minutes. Now it's ready to be flipped. Just be gentle and turn the fish. Look like that. This was the one I put in at the end, so I'm going to wait on that a bit until I turn this over. Now masala palate or stuffed pomfret is ready to be served. The recipe is in the description box below, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Heart to Palate.